order. If I could have your attention, Brad. Okay, our first item, I guess, is right to ratify the agenda. If I'd have a motion to ratify the agenda.
I'll move that. Somebody wants to ratify the agenda.
It's been moved by Bernie to ratify the agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 The agenda is ratified. And now we have the minutes to the last meeting.
No changes to it?
To the agenda. Oh,
Yep.
I thought you
Sorry.
wanted to make a change.
well, I guess we did, yeah.
We do. So, do you want to?
So if you-
No, I can handle that a different way.
Okay, however you're the
Yep.
boss.
Yeah, I can handle that a different way.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll move on to the minutes of the last meeting. Has everybody read them? And is there any changes or additions or deletions?
I move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes from the last meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The minutes are approved. Okay, now we have Lisa's report.
Yes, and Lisa Heiser, County Parks Director. Just a couple things real quickly here. I don't remember if I gave you guys the final version of the pamphlet that we're using, so that you have right in front of you, and those will be handed out throughout the community. We're already meeting with several people that have signed up for different aspects of this, so you'll get a report probably at the next meeting with where we're at financially with some of the fundraising. I did present this to the Fair Association yesterday and just ask that if you guys are working with anybody, if they're working with anybody, that they touch base with me before they seal any deals, just because we've got a lot in the works. So appreciate any help or passing on names if you think anybody is wanting to help us with some fundraising. So you'll see a social media campaign happen very quickly with that fundraising, as well as soon as we get some of the information for some grants, we'll be trying to secure some granting as well, and I'll report on that as we get to move forward. Just a quick update on Rough Rider Commission. We've had a very successful conversation with them about moving our kids fair. The Fair Association puts on a kids fair every year. Typically it's been in August, but we are going to back that up now and move it on Rough Rider days. And so their rodeo that does the kids night that they do at the rodeo, we're asking them to see if they can maybe change it to a Saturday or Sunday so that we move off that Friday that was typically kids night and move our kids fair to that. So we're one step closer to a full fair. So everybody's been asking, the community's been asking for that full fair, and we're one step closer with the carnival being out there, now the kids fair, the rodeo, the concert. The Derby has moved to July 9th, so they'll be within that 2-week time frame. And they've also added breakaway roping to their rodeo for the next 3 years. Wow. So, yeah, a big thing. And they've been great to work with, and we've already been talking about what they're doing for 2023, and then in 2024, their rodeo dates will move forward to coincide with Kildare, Mandan, Belfouche, and Mobridge. So we'll get some larger named cowboys and cowgirls and probably more entries. So I think that it's a good opportunity for us on the Fair Board side and the Rough Rider Commission to help each other and be able to do some of that with that kids fair as well. So they'll help us, we'll be able to help them with a little bit of their things and meld together on those two groups. So it's a very good transition, and we look forward to working with them.
That's great. Long time coming.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been very, very good to work with them. So that's all I have for mine, and we're winterizing here next week at the fairgrounds. We're all shut down, just kind of doing some tear down, and they're installing the electric pedestals as we speak. So they finally came in. So that's all I have for you. Any questions? Yeah. Good.
Do you have do you have extra ones of
I
these?
have lots of them.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I'll meet with you
Yep.
after.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yep,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we move on to the new business, and the first one is my resignation from the park board. and I would like to withdraw that resignation. I want to stay on, so I would entertain a motion to accept my withdrawal.
I'll make
Am I
that
right?
motion to accept your withdrawal.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the withdrawal of my resignation. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All
Thank you.
opposed? I guess
That
I'm,
means you're staying chair.
yeah, I'm still on, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we were never going to accept the resignation.
Yeah.
Well, my circumstances have changed, and I just thought with the election coming up and Lisa in this capital campaign, it was just a real bad time for me to leave her in the lurch, basically. So, and I've figured out a way that I can make it work. I've really had a lot of personal misgivings about missing all the meetings I've missed, but I think I figured out a way that I'll be here. So that's why I want to stay on. So.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, the next order of business is Rough Rider Motorsports presentation.
Like that TV isn't working back here. I think,
We can turn our backs to you, you know.
Sean, if you just turned the switch on there last time, that's what all it did was it.
Yep, it's coming on.
There. Thanks.
That's our IT department over there.
That's right.
Brad, Rough Rider Motorsports. We just got a small presentation on this last year's season information. There's actually some stuff we want to see for next year in here too, so get her started. Just the introduction, we started 2021, myself and Rex is actually stepping away this year. At the end of this year, he's done. He's moving on to different stuff with his current job that he took. He just doesn't have the time to put in anymore. So myself and a couple of the guys that help out are just going to take over the motocross side. Probably won't have as many motocross races as before. Just do more ride days and stuff like that. But he is stepping away, so I just figured I'd let you guys know that there's going to be a little change in that whole program. Just the agendas, attendance in 2021, 2022. I got some numbers here. We got, so 2021, total attendance was just over 8,000. Between motocross, the monster truck show, that's every event that we had. This year, we can show you, the numbers are definitely, I guess if you want to actually take a peek at that. So, the monster truck show last year was our biggest event of the year. Little over 1,400 people total. So, that's about all that facility can handle right now.
Yeah.
With grandstands, food, like it was packed. It was too packed actually. We had people leave and stuff. So, we had talked about mobile bleachers and different stuff so that when we have events like this, we can handle the people. We talked about bringing food trucks out to kind of alleviate some of our concessions areas to kind of help out with that. When we do that type of events, we've kind of put our focus on trying to host the World of Outlaws events. We went to 3 events total this year to kind of see what their programs look like. They bring in roughly 3,000 to 4,000 people per event. So that's kind of the goal for the coming years for us to get to that point. But it's going to take a lot on everybody's side to build that facility to where we can handle that amount of people.
So your portable bleachers would be on the south side then?
Nope. We are going to the east where the current paid parking is.
Okay.
That is not gonna, we are gonna eliminate the paid parking sides. The one to the west will still keep that as paid parking, because if you put bleachers up there, it's just set so far back that you're not gonna be able to see. So we kinda wanna put all the mobile bleachers down in that section. Those people that currently park there can move up to the west side if they like.
And your if you bring in food trucks, they'd be in that east area then also?
Yep. So that just kind of, it's a bigger area than what I mean, it's a pretty large area and it's not utilized right now to its full potential. So we can definitely redo that area to help out.
Good idea.
So 2022, we actually have, it's gonna pop up, there we go. Numbers were actually down this year, but it's down because we had canceled 7 events total. With the way the spring hit, I mean, we had no option. But that being said, we're 1,200 short of where we were last year with canceling that many events. So the numbers are trending up from last year. I think the coming years it's just going to keep growing. You know, we're bringing a lot of different stuff in.
Yeah, do you have any data of your average per event?
Absolutely. I can pull. So, first year we started, I put it's the squares that everybody uses. Every single spot at that place that accepts money or people, we keep track of. So I can pull per event, per hour. We can pull any information or data that we can. So that's where, you know, like the mod tour, that's a single night on here. The harvest shootout passes, that's a single night. Like we can pull it per event. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it appears that your average per event is up because you had
It is.
7 less events.
Yes,
know.
and only 1,200 people less.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the numbers are trending in the right direction. Part of that was finishing the cart track. So obviously we have people that come out for that, and you know that's a couple hundred people each time that we have that. So I mean, just having the different events is going to just keep growing the whole facility.
Yeah.
The special events that we did in 2021 and 2022, monster truck show, beater race, tough truck. This year we did the freestyle show instead of the monster trucks. That event had roughly 700 people, so not as many as the monster trucks. I think the monster truck just brings a different aspect that people want to see. So we'll probably visit with the monster truck people and we were last year too. It's just Lisa can attest to the group that we had in the previous years. They are not stand-up individuals, so they're not. The promoter didn't even show up when we had the event, so like left us just in the blind on how to do everything. We've met with different groups, so we're gonna try to work something out in 23 to have another monster truck show. This year we did host a trailer tough truck beater race that honestly was phenomenal. Probably one of our best events so far as profit margins go. We did very well with that. We'll probably grow that from year to year to year. So, and then 2022 we finally got the wall done, so the kart races have definitely helped out. Being as you guys are talking about this indoor arena, so this was Watford City 2 years ago. We rented out their rodeo grounds building and hosted an indoor kart race. We had roughly 2,000 people that showed up over a 2-day event. I would like to see that out at the fairgrounds once Lisa's building or the building for the whatever we're building it for is going to be designed. I'd like to talk to Lisa. This one was too small, you know, because literally it was the size of a arena. Like I think the dirt needs to be all the way around so we could pull fencing and have different type of events. And I mean we could host a lot in that building as well. This was last year. We went Rapid City, the James Kerstead Arena, which is another horse arena, is they do 1 day of indoor motocross. The next day is a kart track. They literally build it, tear it down in the same weekend. That event because there's practice Friday, motocross Saturday, Sunday is kart racing. They have roughly 4,000 to 5,000 people at every single event. So we think if we did that in the building up here, we could definitely bring some people to town.
Is the kart racing growing as fast as it can grow? I mean, is it?
It
They say
is.
it's huge.
It's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, we're having a small practice this weekend just to, I mean, we're going to be out there winterizing equipment, so we're just going to throw some water down, and we told everybody if they want to come out and practice, bring their stuff out. It's growing, and it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
So, improvements made this year. The cart track was finally finished up. We dug up and replaced broken water lines throughout the motocross track that had been broken for years. There's underground plumbing for watering the track, and I guess over the years it's just broke. So we rented some equipment, tore it all up, replaced all the broken stuff so we can reutilize the stuff that's there. The bleachers on the grandstands, with the amount of snow that we had, all the bleachers got bent way back. So we spent 2 days fixing all the bleachers, bending all the brackets back, riveting everything back to place. We moved the ticket booth from where they used to drive. They used to drive in, and then you used to all of our people had to walk out to the cars. We moved that to the top so that we could have everybody park their cars and then walk in, to try to stop people bringing in food and drinks, and just they still did it a little bit this year, but we probably cut it down by 75% by moving the ticket booth. And then the front stretch wall is a major issue right now. We spent I can't even count the hours fixing the front stretch wall, trying to push it back, re-bolting all the guardrail. The whole hillside's just sloughing off to the point where it's got to be fixed before next year. And I know Lisa, I think, is working on that with Two's Construction to try to figure out a solution to fix that. And then improvements made by Stark County. The merchandise building in 2021 was redone. They refenced everything where the property lines were messed up. Upgraded the internet equipment. I think that was, I believe, $6,000. I believe. The stuff that was out there was just old, outdated, and causing us major issues, to where mid-race the internet would go down, so we'd lose timing, scoring, everything. So the internet equipment was fixed and updated. Purchased the MyLapse equipment for the motocross track, so anytime we have an event, we have timing and scoring that we don't have to hand score. So that was a huge plus. The pictures there are actually from Al's group. They came in, put crushed asphalt in. I went out there after the rain last week, and there is zero drainage problems now. Like, it has helped major. Like, we're not going to have to fix it every time it rains.
Yeah.
So thanks to Al and his group for coming out and doing that. That's going to make our lives a lot easier. Here's what we're looking at for next year. The grandstand wall replacement, which is already in the process. The pit building right now, we'd like to extend just an eave over the current dirt and stuff. Like right now, our cook over there, he stands outside. Our grills get rained on all week long, or during the week. We'd like to concrete it. We bought, I don't know, 6 or 8 picnic tables. Sorry. Yeah, we bought 6 to 8 picnic tables that we've put everywhere. We'd like to put them underneath there as well, so they don't get the beating from the weather. There's some broken windows just from over the years that need to be replaced. The inside of the current shop that's up top has got a very small section of concrete, and we'd like to finish the whole thing off so that when we're working on the equipment, I mean, that current section, there might as well not even be there, because driving the equipment in and out, it just fills with dirt each time. So we'd like to see that finished off.
Brad.
Yeah.
So you probably need an apron on the building as well
Yes.
to keep from dragging dirt inside?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we do have a quote that I had a contractor come out for the extension on the pit building, replacing all the windows, and then doing the concrete. It's right at 75,000 for all the stuff. I mean the pit building is probably the majority of that. Basically, we're doubling the size of the current building, making it that much longer, but it's all open front. But that's got an exhaust fan in it so that Lisa had suggested the one at the fairgrounds. The cook's in there because there's no exhaust fan. It just keeps rolling all the smoke and stuff inside. So in that quote, we have the exhaust fan, lights, kind of everything to be just a complete building then. If we don't get the bleachers, we'd like, or the mobile bleachers, the bleachers that are currently there, other than the main set, need some attention. Rolling gates on each area right now currently where the paid parking is, that's where we have the most influx of people just parking and walking through. So what we'd like to see is 2 rolling gates right there so that we can just close the gates so that we don't have people walking in and out. They all have to come through one main gate then. And then we've reached out to a group that literally goes around the countryside and builds motocross tracks to try to see what we can do as far as the layout goes. The current one works. It just there's 2 ponds that fill up with water that are literally like in an area. If somebody flies off the track, they're going to go into, with the amount of rain we got this year, pretty big, pretty large pond. So we'd like to see what that would look like to change the drainage to actually flow to the main pond, just to try to save somebody from getting wet, essentially. We haven't got quotes on that yet. They're still working on their end on what that looks like, though. This is just a bill that I have put together over stuff that we've done this year. Between fixing the grandstands, equipment rental on trying to fix that guardrail over the summer. What's that?
I can't see the one in the
Oh,
my eyes aren't good enough.
that one's bigger. We did purchase one camera that's runs strictly off of Wi-Fi and solar, and I just purchased one to see how it works. But I'd like to purchase a whole bunch more of those. I mean, we have a lot of expensive equipment. I mean, there's literally an ATM that sits out there all the time. You can get in the doors. There's no doubt about it. So we'd like to put more cameras up. So the 450 is literally what the cost of the camera is. So if we could get a bunch more of those, that would actually help out us a lot. That way we could see who's coming and going on the facility as well. We had to spray for mosquitoes multiple times. They were horrible. One of the first races we've had a bunch of people leave just due to the amount of rain and whatnot this spring was horrid. So the mosquitoes were out there pretty bad. And then just the moving of the ticket booth. Believe that's all I got for you. Questions?
I just want to say that the time and you guys' talent out there for everything that you're doing pretty on your own too. And you guys done a tremendous job with that. Thank you very much.
I can tell you all that over the last 2 years, like, the place doesn't make money. We get by, so it's literally all for the community. We're not lining our pockets with anything. I mean, it pays the bills, but it doesn't. It's not a big cash flow. So
I have to agree with Commissioner Hart. Thought you guys did an amazing job this year.
yeah, I mean, I know Bernie's out there almost every night, but yeah, try to get the rest of you guys out there and just kind of see what the events look like.
So what would it take to get it profitable?
An indoor building?
Really? So you could, so
Truthfully.
you could extend your season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it would take that, which I know the acreage to the north has the capability of putting a building on it and whatnot, but I mean, I don't know if that makes sense to have two massive buildings in North or in Dickinson. I mean, that one's obviously going to be geared more towards rodeo. I mean, there's no doubt about it that the amount of people that that's going to bring in on a regular basis is undeniable, but I think we can do just as well, if not better. So,
So I would like you to introduce your two new partners.
and stand up. So with Rex leaving, and these guys have been with us from the start anyways, but Kelly Kester
Okay,
and Jesse Weiler.
okay.
So
Hi.
they're out there every day, every night that we're doing something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Well, and you
Thanks.
with your building too, it's not just adults, the youth activities, didn't they give the youth something to do with the carts? And I mean, that's just,
Yep.
Well,
Well, and I'd like to
So-
see, I know the winter months would be huge, but I think in the summer months we could do a lot of different stuff as well. Instead of having the kart races and motocross indoors, we could have a complete RC car track and a BMX track inside, so that all that kind of stuff could just be done out there. I think we could do a lot with it.
I think your kart racing is going to get bigger and bigger. Millennials are the biggest demographic in the United States right now, and they're starting to raise families. And it's
Yes.
something people can do with their kids.
And honestly, when we go down to Rapid, it's insane the amount of people that are down there.
Yeah.
They do very, very well from
Yeah.
it.
That's our goal, is mainly to get kids into the sport, get kids
Yeah.
off the iPads
Yeah.
and
Yep.
doing
Well,
some
it's-
stuff outside.
When we do the practices this weekend, the way our insurance is structured, I can host a practice day. If I don't take a penny, it's insured because of our general liability policy.
Yeah.
So like this weekend, anybody that comes out, it's going to be free to everybody. We've done it 4 times this year, and people will come and they'll hand us money because they see what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the end, it's about bringing the youth back into it. I mean, all of our kids are out there on a regular basis. Jesse's got 3, I got 2, and Kelly's got 2. There are no iPads. There's no that shit is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
They're
thing.
riding 4-wheelers. They're playing with dirt bikes. They're doing stuff that is not related to
Yeah.
looking at a tablet. So
For example, the last one we did, we had a gentleman that just bought a new card for his son and came all the way from Sydney
Montana, yeah.
just to race for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
whole time, the dad just was grinning ear to ear, and mama was grinning ear to ear. And
Yeah.
those are the memories that we all need for
Yeah.
our kids.
yep,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, our next agenda item is metal detector grant. Shauna Davenport.
I just have one quick comment before, and I like to thank you guys as well, because they do a great job. But it will not, this new facility we're doing, we want to include your events in there, and this is not predominantly a rodeo arena, and that's one of the aspects that we're trying to make sure and educate people on, because it is not. There will be concerts. I've got concerts booked in there, monster trucks booked in there. I want some of their events booked in there as well. So we'll get together on some dates and we'll work on
Yeah,
some of that too.
it's an event
So
center.
It
It's
is.
not- yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's multi-use, so that'll be good.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Shauna Davenport. I'm the Director of Emergency Services for the county. My office, Nikia Lorenz, and my Assistant Emergency Manager worked with Lisa to do an emergency operations plan for the fairgrounds and the motorsports park. And when doing that, we saw there was a need possibly for metal detectors at these venues just because of the amount of people we're drawing in. So we submitted a grant to the Department of Homeland Security, and we were given an award in the amount of $38,309. And that will purchase 2 metal detectors with wheels. They're larger units, They're not as easy to move, so those would sit out at the fairgrounds. And then there's also 2 portables that could be used out in front or even at Motorsports Park if needed.
Yeah.
What was the amount?
38,309.
The way you get grants is amazing.
Thank you.
You do such a great job. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that-
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, that brings us,
Shauna, these are designed to stay outside
Yes.
year-round. Even
they-
the portable ones can sit outside.
Yes, they can. And because there's that sheltered area where you go in to get the tickets, that's kind of where we were sitting. Those bigger ones would sit. But I did get the wheel kits so we could move them out of the area in case we needed to. And then the portable, of course, you can
Yeah.
basically take whenever, wherever. Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
I guess that brings us to the end of our agenda, unless there's any other items that we need to address that we'll add. Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Is moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.